If you are preparing for bariatric surgery, or if you already had a gastric sleeve or gastric bypass, you might have heard something like this. After surgery, you won't crave sugar anymore. But for many patients, the reality is a little different. Some people notice that the desire for sweets disappears almost immediately after surgery, but others are surprised to realize that weeks or months later, the urge to eat something sweet suddenly comes back. A piece of chocolate, a sugary coffee, a dessert after dinner. And when that craving appears, many patients start asking themselves the same question. Did my surgery fail? The answer, in most cases, is no. Sugar cravings after bariatric surgery are actually very common, and they do not necessarily mean something is wrong. The surgery changes your stomach, but not your brain patterns. Your body is different after surgery. Your metabolism changes. Your hunger hormones change. But your brain still remembers certain habits and reward signals. And sugar is one of the strongest triggers for the brain's reward system. So in this video, we're going to explore something extremely important for long-term success. Why some patients still crave sugar, what is happening in the brain and body, and most importantly, how you can reduce those cravings and regain control. Let's start by understanding what actually changes. Procedures like gastric sleeve and gastric bypass dramatically reduce the size of the stomach, but it also changes how hormones behave. For example, levels of the hormone ghrelin, often called the hunger hormone, tend to decrease after surgery. Other hormones, such as GLP-1 and PYY, increase and help promote feelings of fullness. This is why surgery is so effective for weight loss. But there is a detail many don't realize. While the surgery changes hunger signals, it does not eliminate cravings, and cravings are not exactly the same as hunger. Understanding that difference is the key. Hunger is biological. Cravings are emotional and neurological. This is what we call hedonic hunger. When you eat sugar, your brain releases dopamine. It's a reward signal. Even with a smaller stomach, your brain still seeks that quick dopamine hit, especially during stress. To fight these cravings, we use the 3F framework. First, food. Focus on protein first and ensure your micronutrients, like magnesium glycinate, are balanced to support your nervous system. Chelated minerals like magnesium glycinate are gut-friendly and absorbed better after surgery, helping to stabilize your mood and reduce the physical urge for sugar. The second F is fitness. Resistance training isn't just for muscles, it helps regulate your metabolism and insulin sensitivity, which naturally lowers sugar cravings over time. The third F is follow-up. Continuous metabolic monitoring and identifying emotional triggers are essential. Are you stressed? Are you sleeping enough? These affect your cravings. Remember the rules: chew each bite 15 to 20 times, use smaller plates, and take at least 20 minutes for your meal. This gives your brain time to register satiety before you reach for dessert. Identify your root triggers. Often, a sugar craving is actually a signal of stress, poor sleep, or even silent reflux. Address the root and the craving fades. Regaining control is about building new brain pathways. Every time you choose a protein snack or hydration over sugar, you are rewiring your brain for long-term success. Your surgery is a powerful tool, but your daily behaviors are what drive it. You are in charge of this journey, and understanding your body is your greatest advantage. We're just getting started in this masterclass series. In our next video, we'll dive deeper into metabolic monitoring and long-term maintenance. See you there. One of the most important distinctions after bariatric surgery is the difference between hunger and cravings. Hunger is a physiological signal. It means your body needs energy. Your blood sugar may be low, your stomach may be empty. Cravings are different. Cravings are usually very specific. You're not simply hungry, you want something very particular. Chocolate, ice cream, a sugary drink, a pastry. That specific desire comes primarily from the brain's reward system. When we eat sugar, the brain releases dopamine, a neurotransmitter that creates a sensation of pleasure and reward. This mechanism evolved to encourage humans to consume energy-rich foods in environments where calories were scarce. But in the modern world, sugar is everywhere. Highly processed foods are designed to stimulate this reward pathway as strongly as possible. Over time, the brain can learn to associate sugar with comfort, relaxation, or emotional relief. And those associations do not disappear immediately after bariatric surgery. In fact, during the first months after surgery, many patients go through significant emotional and physiological adjustments. Eating habits change, portions change, social routines around food change, and sometimes the brain looks for familiar sources of reward. That is when sugar cravings can appear. Another important factor is blood sugar stability. After bariatric surgery, patients often eat much smaller meals. If meals are not balanced, or if there are long gaps between eating, blood sugar levels can drop. When blood sugar falls, the brain naturally seeks quick energy, and one of the fastest energy sources the brain knows is sugar. That is why cravings often appear when meals are skipped or when protein intake is too low. Understanding this mechanism is crucial because sugar cravings are not always about willpower. Sometimes they are simply the brain responding to metabolic signals. But there is another important phenomenon after bariatric surgery that is closely related to sugar consumption, and that is something known as dumping syndrome. Many bariatric patients eventually experience something called dumping syndrome, a significant physiological shift in how the body processes food. This occurs when foods, especially those high in sugar or simple carbohydrates, move too quickly from the stomach pouch into the small intestine. When this happens, the body reacts quickly. It is not just a digestive issue, it is a complex systemic response involving your entire metabolism. Fluid shifts occur rapidly inside the digestive system as the body tries to dilute the high concentration of sugar entering the intestine. Simultaneously, various hormones are released in large amounts, which can create a range of intense and uncomfortable symptoms. Patients may experience immediate nausea and intense abdominal cramping as the intestines struggle to handle the volume and concentration. Other common signs include sweating, dizziness, and a rapid pounding heartbeat that can be quite alarming for many patients. Following the initial reaction, a sense of profound fatigue often sets in, leaving the patient feeling drained for hours afterward. For many people, this reaction happens shortly after consuming sugary foods or drinks, usually within 30 minutes of eating. Because of this, dumping syndrome often acts as a kind of biological feedback system, teaching the body its new nutritional boundaries. The body learns that certain foods lead to unpleasant consequences, creating a powerful deterrent against unhealthy habits. As a result, many patients naturally and instinctively reduce their intake of high-sugar foods to avoid these symptoms over time. However, it is vital to understand that not every patient experiences dumping syndrome in the same way or with the same intensity. Some people have very mild symptoms, while others may tolerate moderate amounts of sugar without any immediate discomfort. When the physical feedback is less intense, cravings may still occur, making it easier for some to slip back into old, harmful patterns. This is where the psychological battle begins. Physical surgery changes your stomach, but not necessarily your mindset. Another important aspect to consider is emotional eating, which often lies at the heart of long-term weight management. Before surgery, many patients use certain foods as a way to cope with stress, anxiety, boredom, or emotional discomfort. Sweets and sugary foods often played a central role in that pattern, providing a temporary but powerful sense of relief. After bariatric surgery, the ability to consume large portions is reduced, but the emotional triggers do not automatically disappear. Stress still exists. Difficult days still happen, and sometimes the brain remembers that sugar once provided a quick sense of relief. This does not mean the patient lacks discipline. It means behavioral patterns developed over many years need time and awareness to change. Recognizing emotional triggers is a vital step. Every small identification is a step toward regaining control over your choices. Remember, surgery is a tool, but your behaviors and consistent follow-up are what build a sustainable new life. When you begin to identify situations that lead to cravings, you gain the power to respond with a healthy alternative instead. It is also helpful to distinguish between early dumping syndrome and late dumping, which can occur hours after eating. Late dumping is often caused by reactive hypoglycemia, where the body overproduces insulin in response to sugar. This can lead to shakiness and confusion, which is often mistaken for simple hunger, creating a dangerous cycle of cravings. To prevent this, focusing on protein first is essential. High-quality protein helps stabilize your blood sugar throughout the day. Avoiding liquid calories and high glycemic foods is your best defense against both types of dumping syndrome. Following a reset plan can help your body recover and significantly reduce the frequency of sugar-related cravings. Always maintain close follow-up with your multidisciplinary team to adjust your plan as your journey evolves. This journey is about long-term health, not just weight loss. Celebrate every healthy choice you make today. The surgery gave you the tool. Your knowledge and awareness now give you the mastery to live a full and vibrant life. In our next segment, we will explore specific nutritional strategies that practically eliminate cravings for good. Stay committed to your goals. You have the power to transform your health, one meal at a time. See you soon. Bariatric Surgery 360, your comprehensive guide to health and success after weight loss surgery. Join us. Welcome to this masterclass on long-term success after bariatric surgery. Today, we are tackling the sugar monster head-on. Managing sugar cravings is one of the most common challenges patients face. It is not just about willpower, it is about biology. After surgery, your body undergoes significant physiological changes that affect how your brain and gut communicate. Hormones like ghrelin often drop, but rapid nutrient delivery can cause blood sugar fluctuations that trigger intense cravings. When sugar is rapidly absorbed, it causes an insulin spike followed by a crash, leaving you feeling shaky and needing more energy. Your brain's reward system also plays a role, creating a cycle of wanting that established neural pathways keep alive. Many patients also notice their taste perception changes, making intensely sweet flavors even more rewarding than before. Then there is the psychological side. Emotional eating is a habit developed over years, often used to cope with stress or boredom. Stress releases cortisol, which physiologically drives you toward comfort foods. Recognizing this trigger is the first step. Poor sleep is another major factor. It is a biological green light for intense cravings for high-sugar foods. Now, let's look at the solutions. Strategy 1 is the foundation of our 3F framework. Prioritizing protein first. Aim for 60 to 80 grams of protein daily. Protein stabilizes your blood sugar and promotes longer-lasting satiety. By eating protein before vegetables or carbs, you prevent the energy drops that lead to urgent sugar cravings. Strategy 2 is maintaining consistent meal timing. 5 to 6 small, balanced meals help maintain metabolic stability. Consistent fuel prevents the emergency hunger that often leads to impulsive and sugary food choices. Follow the 20-minute rule. Chew each bite 15 to 20 times to give your brain time to register fullness. Strategy 3 is the 5-gram sugar rule. This is a vital boundary for maintaining your post-surgical health. Package labels can be deceptive. Sugar hides under many names like maltose, sucrose, or high fructose corn syrup. Always check the added sugars line. Keeping this under 5 grams per serving is your best defense against cravings. Strategy 4 is hydration. Mild dehydration can produce sensations that are easily mistaken for hunger. Sip 1.5 to 2 liters of fluids daily. If water is difficult, try natural infusions like lemon or mint. Remember the bariatric golden rule. Drink consistently between meals, but never during the meal itself. Strategy 5. Never skimp on sleep. Insufficient rest affects hormones related to appetite and reward. A restful night resets your biological markers, making it much easier for your brain to resist sweet temptations. Control your environment. If high-sugar foods are not in your house or workspace, they cannot trigger an impulsive choice. Strategy 6 is managing head hunger. Distinguish between true physical hunger and emotional triggers. Use a mood journal to identify patterns. Are you truly hungry or just needing comfort? Identifying the why is power. When a craving hits, move. A 10-minute walk releases natural endorphins that can naturally suppress the urge. Strategy 7 is professional nutritional support. Sometimes cravings are linked to specific micronutrient needs. Deficiencies in B vitamins or magnesium can actually trigger cravings. Ensure you are meeting all your metabolic needs. If you must satisfy a craving, choose smart substitutes like dark chocolate or protein desserts to minimize blood sugar spikes. Over time, your brain will adapt. You are literally rewiring your relationship with food for long-term health. Bariatric surgery is a tool to help you build a lifestyle based on awareness, balance, and self-care. Lean on your multidisciplinary team. Your nutritionist and psychologist are here to help you navigate these hurdles. Sugar cravings may appear, but you now have the power to respond with knowledge instead of frustration. Stay committed. Every small victory adds up to a lifetime of health, vitality, and true metabolic freedom. Thank you for joining this guide. Your journey is unique and your success is within your reach every single day. Stay healthy, stay informed, and keep moving forward toward your goals.